Hey folks, this is Alan Jones at HiFi Buys. I am really excited today to tell you about a brand new but really kind of upgraded speaker. It is the Vandersteen Model 7 XTRM, XTRM. I personally own a pair of 7s in my home, the Mark IIs. The upgrade going to the Extreme is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to tell you about it. I've got the speakers behind me in our great system in the Beatles room at the store, and really looking forward to kind of letting you know a little bit about what's going on. This is such a hard speaker to improve upon, and yet Richard has done it again. So let's all take a look. All right, folks, let's talk a little bit about the Model 7 XTRMs. Again, many years ago, there was a Model 7 that came out that was considered to be the best value speaker that Richard had ever made. And they were selling for just under 60,000 bucks a pair. I put a pair in my showroom. One of the nice things about it is that basically these are available in any of the PBG paint colors, meaning car colors that are out there. So if you have a favorite car that you love and you love its color, you can actually get your speakers made in that color or anything else that's done by any auto manufacturer out there. We have done lots of different colors across the spans of, shall we say, a lot of the vehicles that we see in our parking lot during the day. One of the things you'll find about this is a carbon fiber cabinet inside of a cabinet construction, meaning that it is, when you think about building a room inside of a room so that the sound can't get out, that's basically the same kind of function that we have here. And what we're trying to make sure is that we don't have any interaction really with the cabinet and that type of thing. If the cabinet moves at all, then what ends up happening is that we actually lose detail or add noise. So things that aren't supposed to be there. So just making a cabinet heavy doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have enough mass to keep it from moving. If you think about it, if you have enough motion and you're moving enough air, and there's got to be some kind of counteracting to that. So we're going to talk about the bass system in this and what it's done and what that upgrade to the Extreme has actually done, and we'll talk about that here again in just a minute. But each one of these drivers, this is the first time that I'm aware of, that we have 3 drivers that are all made in the exact same way. So this is a pair of the Extremes, the only pair I know of out in the market as we speak. Ours are back at the factory right now being upgraded. So we can take the 7s that somebody bought 15 years ago, okay, and actually have them upgraded to the current version. That's an amazing ability to be able to take a speaker further and further and further, and what a greater value that you have in your speaker, because it can go forward as we learn things. But these drivers, tweeter, mid-range, and mid-bass, are all carbon fiber balsa wood sandwiches. So what ends up happening is you have carbon fiber, cross-cut layers of it, that then have a balsa wood that is actually put in there. And it's not just any balsa wood, it has to be a particular thing. Richard played around with a whole bunch of different weights of balsa wood, meaning so many pounds per square inch, to determine which one of those actually has the best damping ability for the drivers themselves. So his statement, I believe at the last time we had Richard here, was that if you took an entire 18-wheeler of balsa wood, you'd get, you know, basically about this much out of it. That's where he wants it to be. So, and then that's actually how you wind up with these drivers. These are called piston perfect drivers. You sit in this room and your brain is so relaxed, it's just so comfortable, listening to literally any genre of music. Shall we say again with this upgrade, you end up finding that we have a lot more ability within the bottom end of the speaker and that kind of thing, also with the adjustability of the speaker. And remember that a stereo image is exactly that. There is a triangle between you, and they need to be really measured to 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch, shall we say, wherever possible. And I would say that it is always possible, because you will end up finding that it creates that illusion of disbelief, meaning that the speakers are not in the room. And those are the things that we're trying to get to, so that we, as listeners, again, our brain can actually have an emotional connection with the music, which is why we do this. It's not for a sound at, you know, 1:23 in track 5. It is really just about how it feels. And this speaker has such a great feel to it, and I do mean both when I'm feeling it and to my ears. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about the bass system. So anyway, let's talk about it. First, I want to talk about truly the bottom end of the speaker. This right here is what they call the bedrock. This is constrained layer damped granite. It basically is made specifically for this speaker by Richard. And one of the things you'll find is in between these two pieces, it also has a layer of dampening in between it. So it's almost the spikes underneath go all the way up into the speaker. So what you'll find is it is done in a very specific way, not just a piece of granite slapped onto the bottom of it. It also elevates the speaker a little bit, so that what ends up happening is that we get the speaker up in the air a little more, so we have a little taller sound stage. Is we are no longer with two 12s locked together, meaning creating basically, we had two motors, and then we had the back sides of both 12-inch woofers that were creating it. So we really had two 12-inch drivers. Now we've got two 11-inch drivers in here that are counter-opposing, or what they call counter-force. And so it's a counter-force base system. And what that means is the two drivers are going exactly at the same time, out and in and out and in, out and in and out and in. And what that means is this cabinet is not going to move because of those drivers. You're seeing this more and more within some of the better end audio stuff. I know we've seen it from KEF with their KC62 subwoofer. That's a pretty unique item that's doing it. We're seeing it, I think the KEF Blades also had that. I think one of the things, Richard and coming out with the Quintos, which is the speaker model just below this, I call them baby sevens. What you'll find in that is that there is no way, so the little bit of movement that might happen when the speaker moves because of the amount of bass, basically when you're using those counter force bass system, it basically eliminates the ability for the cabinet to really move in that regard. On top of that, we again have the cabinet inside of a cabinet with carbon fiber. So you'll find again, there is an enormous amount of engineering that's done in this speaker. I quite honestly don't even know how it's made for the amount of dollars that it's being charged for. So I just see it again as one of the best values in the industry. Again, counter-opposing bass just brought out clarity and detail and size of scale and dynamics, and even lowered the noise floor. So I just don't really know what to say, but congratulations, Richard Vandersteen. This is an amazing product, and we are so proud to carry it, and I can't wait to get mine upgraded.